What's up, everybody? This is the Guys Podcast. Another episode. I got my sis Tiffany and my bro Tyree. So
You
yeah, what up, bro? Tiffany
chilling.
again with this scenery, she's chilling, and like,
Living my best life.
yeah, she's in the States, but it looks like she's somewhere tropical,
Mhm.
like an island somewhere. But so this topic I wanted to discuss. So here's my stance. Modern day dating is basically prostitution. So Tiff, I'm gonna ask you and I'm gonna ask Tyree. When I say modern day dating is basically prostitution, or men are basically indulging in prostitution when it comes to modern day dating, what comes to mind when I say that? That's a question for you, and then Ty, you can answer that.
I think you're talking about a transactional relationship. You do this, and I give you this. I give this, and you do that. If you take me out to eat, I may or may not fuck you at the end of the night.
And mind you, not just the dating, but relationships. Whether it's, I'm not gonna go so far to say marriage, but definitely modern day relate. Not even just dates. I mean, most relationships, solid monogamous relationships, I think is basically prostitution in modern day time.
I'm very transactional in my relationship, but I don't want sex in return.
So let's take yourself out of it. Remember, this is modern day.
Right.
Ty,
Modern day, yeah.
okay, I'm gonna tell you what I mean when I say that, when I make that, that's that strong statement. Ty, what you think, bro? Give me your feedback on that, or give me some insight on what you think around that topic.
Same thing she said. Tiffany. Um, Relationships are transactional, and it doesn't come from a genuine place anymore. I would say every relationship is transactional, but before it used to come from a genuine place. Before you used to think about what you can add to a relationship, and you extracted whatever you extracted from it. You thought about what you could bring to it first. Like, I'm this type of person. I'm a good man. I'm a good woman. Nowadays, it's how much can I get from this person without giving away too much? And
Gotcha.
because we're diametrically opposed in our dating strategies for men, we want to give away little resources and get as much sex as possible. And women want to give as little sex as possible and get as much resources as possible. So that's what I hear. That's what I think.
All right. So those are both good answers. But where I was going, and I agree with both, and that's part of what I was. That's a little bit of what I was thinking when I came up with this topic. So basically, I would argue women are getting in modern day time, women are getting way more than they're reciprocating. Right? Most men are just okay with sex and a woman's presence. Most women don't offer men shit in relationships other than them being cute, pretty, showing up, and giving sex. Because when you look at dating apps, when a woman says, I'm looking for a traditional man, I'm looking for a man that plans a date, I'm looking for a man that tells me, just show up and be pretty, I'm looking for a man that says date, time, reservations booked. But I never hear what a woman's offering in return for that man who's telling her that. And I would argue most women are not traditional. Most women don't adhere to gender roles while still expecting men to be fucking traditional and adhere to gender roles. Because I always hear women say, I'm looking for a traditional man, but yet she's not traditional herself. So that can only be one way. So I would argue because most men don't really get anything, and sometimes they're not even getting sex. And to take a step further, some men are so lonely emotionally, they pay a prostitute just for her time. There's plenty of women who get cash just for presenting and distributing her time to a man. A woman might say, I don't even fuck him. I just spend time with him. I listen to his problems. I listen to him vent about his wife and how his kids don't appreciate him. I listen to him vent about the child custody battle he's going through. I listen to him vent about the divorce that he just got fucked over in. So a lot of times men are paying just for somebody to listen to their problems. Men are paying just to have a pretty woman present, just to take to an opera, to a basketball game, just to go to a movie with, right? So they're paying for companionship, right? And women are getting money in return. So I would argue most relationships are transactional, but the man is not getting nothing but sex and a pretty woman by his side, if that. So can you guys rebut any of my points as far as modern day, not just dating, but relationships being more so like prostitution than a traditional relationship where women had an expectation. I'll wait.
You said a lot. You said a lot there. Which one am I going to hit first? So one, yes, I agree that it is a form of prostitution. It's very transactional, whether there's sex involved or not. But many times I've heard in these discussions that what men for is that traditional woman, that woman that like is pretty but shuts up, that woman that puts out when he wants it, and like is barefoot and pregnant, and those are the qualities that we look for. And it's not really someone who's smart, intelligent, has degrees, has their own, makes six figures, right? And then, but on the flip side, you say, well, it's so transactional. It's like prostitution because the woman, the only thing she has to offer is a pretty face and what's between her legs. And it's like, but you can't have both, right? If you're saying that's what I value and that's what I'm looking for, you want to demonize it or devalue it and call it prostitution. I would say that that's an unfair look at the situation, because there are women out there that will say, whatever you want, daddy. All right, I'll eat my feelings and I'll smile and I'll look pretty for you and whenever you want it, and I'll cook the food and I'll clean the house, and you know what I mean? The Stepford wife. But she's everything that you wanted, right? The Stepford wife is the perfect ideal woman. And she never complained. She doesn't combat you, blah, 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 blah. But like, what is she bringing to the table? A pretty face, a clean house, and what's between her legs, right?
But Tip, this shows that women don't know what men want. We don't care about a woman's degrees. Remember I said.
Well, no, that's my point though. What I'm saying is you can't devalue what you say a man is looking for by then saying, well, isn't it basically prostitution? And
no,
it's like
opposite. So Tiff, so what is the opposite of a woman saying she wants a man to be a leader? She wants a man to lead. She wants a man to pay for dates. She wants a man to plan dates. She wants the man to manage and organize the whole outing. What is the opposite of that?
Not being in a relationship at all. It's the opposite of that.
What I'm saying is, if a woman is requiring that from a man, right? What type of reciprocity can she offer, right, from her end to match that, but opposite? Because feminine and masculine are opposite.
Well, so I think I named them, right? She has babies. She gives you sex whenever you want it. She doesn't complain. She doesn't have an opinion. She doesn't moan and groan. She could care less if she's being emotionally, spiritually, financially abused. She's happy with it. She smiles.
What?
You think what's the opposite of it, right?
No, you make it sound so horrible.
No, because I know there are women out there that are like that. They're called Stepford wives, right? Where they're just like, whatever you want, baby, and they put their full face on every morning, and they are like to the T, that perfect wife. You never see them arguing. You never see her complain. If that is what and
a woman getting.
That's the complete that is the match. That's the feminine match to the masculine leader. If a man wants to lead, then they want to have that woman that does all that.
Tiff, I would never
advocate. You can go first, and then I'll go.
Yeah. A woman being misused and abused is never okay. I'm gonna say this again. Abuse, manipulation is never okay. But when a man is in his full, healthy masculine and he's providing resources, he's provisioning, he's protecting, those are all positive things. There's nothing. Okay, so I asked you, how can a woman reciprocate when a man is offering her that? So the answer,
what I just named was, those are the things that she brings to the table. If a man is willing to bring that to the table, then that's what she's bringing to the table. If we're going to remove degrees and money and finances, you know what I mean?
No. So what we want in return, so if a man is offering that, right? What a man masculine wants in return is a woman who listens, is a woman who gives him respect, is a woman who takes accountability. That's all positive. Hold on. A woman that's soft-spoken and ladylike, right? A woman
Doesn't argue, right? Go ahead. You're naming all the things I said. I'm agreeing with you 1,000%.
Tiff, that's not negative. A woman that's a woman that's not argumentative and a woman that argues are two different things, right? Argumentative is a woman that always finds a fault in something because she never had positive masculinity growing up, so she doesn't respect masculinity. So we want a woman that's going to make our life easy. A woman that when we come home, they're going to
Yes.
Build and manage a home that's comfortable when we come home after a hard day.
That's literally what I was saying.
But you were saying no, but you were saying
that is literally
you
what I was
demonized
saying.
it. You demonized it. No, you demonized it. You made it sound horrible.
What is the mirror? What is the mirror, right? If he's doing this, then what is she bringing? And in that realm, I said, what, she doesn't argue with you? You said, oh, you want somebody that's not argumentative. You said
take mental, emotional abuse.
Yeah.
Like you describe, see, and this is the problem. Women describe these things like you're a punching bag.
But call it what it is, right? At the end of the day, it could be that loving wife that says, here are your slippers when you get home and your pot roast is ready, right? He could, listen, she might really want to go back to school, but he's like, no, you need to stay in your place, right? But I'm just saying that in the opposite, that is what a woman can bring to the table for sex, procreating, taking care of the household, catering to him, his whims, his feelings, his emotion, his ego.
But Tiff, let me ask you a question, Tiff. Is it hard to come by? Let me ask you a question, Tiff. Is it easy or hard to come by a man to do all those things that I just named?
Yes. In 2025, yeah.
It's hard to come by. Right? So if a man does those things, if a man does those things, that means he's taking on another responsibility to protect and provide and fully support financially, right? So wouldn't he be deserving of special treatment more so than a man that doesn't do those things?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. Men are the men who are doing those things, and the men, because let's be real. Damn, what happened? Oh man, this guy is. Oh man, hold on. I gotta bring Todd back. This conversation is too good. Hold on a second. Yeah. No, Tiff. So what I'm saying basically is that, see, women are smart, and part of the intelligence comes from the leverage that they have in the dating market because most men are desperate. But women utilize this leverage to benefit them, and there's nothing wrong with that. What I'm saying is that most relationships, when they first start, it's kind of the woman getting upfront value and the man having to wait to receive value in return. What I mean is a woman will say, I don't cook and do things like that unless I'm married. But yet she still expects a man to pay, plan. If something happens in the street on the first date, if he doesn't protect you and stand up for you, then she's going to consider him, weak, or he's not masculine because he didn't protect you.
It should be a natural instinct. I don't want you to protect me because you're trying to show off. I want to see if you have animal instincts that you would protected anybody.
No. That's fine. That's cool. But what I'm saying is a man doesn't have a responsibility to just protect any woman, because you shouldn't waste your protection on a woman that's not. Is it the right thing to do? If you see even if you see a woman in the street getting harassed, that's not your woman. Is it admirable to do that? Yes, it is.
Absolutely, yes.
But you might lose your life doing that. So what I'm saying is that women expect wife treatment or girlfriend treatment up front while absorbing their responsibility of girlfriend treatment or wife treatment up front. That's what I'm saying.
I hear that a lot. I do hear that, and that honestly could be a whole nother topic about wife duties before marriage, right? Hubby and wife duties before marriage is a great topic, but I see that a lot because what happens is men get really right, and we know that saying of
I'm so sorry.
why buy.
Say that again.
Men can get really comfortable, and there's that old wives saying, right? Who's gonna buy the cow if they get the milk for free?
Women
And
are,
I just think, listen, I just think that like I said, the pendulum times are changing where women are finding more value within themselves, right? So it's like, if I cook for you, I clean for you, I'm helping you raise your kids, I'm helping you with your taxes, I'm giving you advice on this, and I'm doing all of the things, right? What is the next level? Like, where, and now again, this isn't for me, right? Like, I have my own opinion. I'm saying that I understand where women are right now, where they are like, I'm not doing wife duties before I get married because I will never get that fucking ring. You will never take me seriously. You will stay because you're comfortable and you're getting all of the milk for free. And I get that, and I don't blame either gender for thinking that way.
But Tiff, here's the thing: to ensure that you're not giving it away for free is to make sure that you get married when you're at your most, when you have your highest value as a woman. That's the only way. Because what she won't give away free to one man, she'll give away free to another man. So men,
Right.
right? It's not that she doesn't do it. It's just that you're not attractive enough, or you didn't have enough game to be able to get her. So if
Right.
women really wanted to ensure that they're not getting, because the ultimate price is marriage, right? So to really ensure that a woman is not giving it away for free, why don't you make sure that you get married when you're at your youngest? Because before you get married, you will be giving it away for free, because 9 times out of 10, you're not marrying most of the guys that you're dating. So by the time you do get married, you have to pay the ultimate, like you're like the last boss. As a man, say you marry a girl when she's 35 or 40, she has a higher chance of having more sexual partners, more experiences, more trauma. So as a man, you're marrying a girl that's in her 30s or her late 20s. She already had her college experiences and her boyfriends. She gave it away for free because those guys didn't have to marry her. You do. So you're paying the ultimate price and getting something at a higher price than what other men had to pay. So my thing is this, Tiff. I'm just saying, no matter how we slice it, men have to provide upfront value right away while women don't. And some women never provide value in a relationship. This is why the topic that I came up with was, it's like prostitution, because most men are just paying for access to sex. Even if it's their girlfriend, because most girls don't even fucking like the guys that they're with. They're just with them because it's the path of least resistance as far as not being questioned and not being held to a standard. If a woman's not held to a standard, she just has a dummy with money. Most men are dummies with money when it comes to women. So if you're a dummy with money, you're not going to hold her to a traditional standard while she's holding you to a fucking traditional standard. The most promiscuous of women, who's not, and there's nothing wrong with promiscuity. If you want to be promiscuous, that's beautiful. But the most promiscuous woman who doesn't have marriage in sight still hold men to traditional values while not being traditional women themselves. That's what I'm saying. But go ahead, Ty.
No, you was cooking. No, but I had a thought, and I was like, but it's not a complete thought, so that's why I was still manifesting it and thinking it. But whatever, I'll say it out loud. I think we switched the order up, and because we switched the order up, it kind of destabilized the economy. Let me explain myself. Before it used to be commitment, then sex, right? And I think when you have commitment and then sex, the cow is purchased and then you get the milk. You, or not you, but women, because of the feminist movement and the sexual liberation and you're more liberal with giving away sex before commitment. So I think that kind of changes how we interact with each other a little bit. And I was trying to work it out, all the nuances of it in my head, but I would just imagine if I could, like you said, if I can just get the sex up front without having to really do too much. And not only does that work out for me, because that goes with my type of strategy, because I want to get sex with little resources, and commitment is a big resource if you want to talk about it like that. So that helps me, but it doesn't really help your situation. And the thing is that women have been brainwashed into thinking that I can sleep around like a man, and this is kind of one of those reasons why you can't. So it's like, so I think that was the thought I was having. I was like, and I'm not saying, because if we go back to commitment before sex, then technically I should be a virgin until I got married. I'm not, but that is, but it wouldn't help me, but it would help you ladies out so much more because the thing is I guess to a degree, maybe you're right. Maybe it is difficult, but here's another thing. And this is why I could go against my own point. This is why sometimes I don't say my thoughts, because I could argue myself. If a man sees enough value in you over time, first of all, he's not going to get rid of you. You're going to outlast any other woman. Like, so men are like, it's like we're buying storage units. You ever seen like the show where they buy storage units? And then like whatever's in there, they get, right? So as a man, we want whatever you got, in the sense of, if all you have is sex, that's what we'll take. But if you have other tangible qualities, and we go, oh, I just got in this because she was attractive and da da da, but it turns out she's a family woman and she can cook and she wants kids and she's really nice to me and she knows how to like soothe me when I'm having a bad day and all of these things, it becomes really hard to get rid of you.
Yeah.
To the point where, and so when you say that, on the other hand, if men would marry you if there was something to marry, because men tend not to go anywhere when we're satisfied enough. Now, we still might do things that you're not going to like. But as far as leaving you, the man is not going to leave you if you have enough of what he likes in you.
Right.
And
so
and
go ahead.
No, my fault.
Go ahead. No, do your thing.
And I was talking to Omar. I was talking to Tyree. All the guys that I talked to, we said this. Even if, Tyree, I'm sorry, Omar said this to me yesterday. And this is a brother that I respect, I love. That's my bro. Omar said he was in the gym, and this girl that comes to the gym often, now, mind you, she's not his type. She's a little bit on the heavier side. She's not physically his type, but she's so nice to him. She works at she works there, or she's a gym goer there, but she's so nice to him that as they started talking more and more, the way she presents herself, how soft she is, he said, yo, this is the kind of girl that I would like date and I would consider working with to help her get healthier, and I might date her. That just goes to show most men, it's impossible for us to get rid of a woman that adds value to our life. This is why I don't feel bad for women who are older who can't find a fucking man. Half of the men in your fucking friend zone could have been your husband. No, think about this. Because if he wasn't a good fucking man, he wouldn't be your friend, right? Think about this. You know who are the most frustrated out of the group of men? And I read a story, and this is so true. Advocating for this. Let me say this. Any man that puts his hand on a woman is a piece of shit. So I don't advocate for any abuse of women. So let me just say that. It's fucked up and it's not right, and I'm not even trying to find an excuse for it. I'm just saying what tends to happen, unfortunately, and they're pieces of shit still. I'm not advocating for it. I respect women, and I'm advocating for a woman's right to exist how she wants, as long as she's not hurting anyone, right? So with that being said, you know who are the men who tend to turn out to be like men who perpetrate assaults and things like that, which is disgusting, are the men who sit in the friend zone, right, for years, doing all the right things that lead them to be her friend, because a woman's not going to have a friend if he's not a good person. What happens is she'll go out on dates with the guys that she says are assholes and the guys that she does not
all like. The niggas that listen to Tiffany and say, be yourself.
Hold on, let me finish my thought. So this is a very serious matter. This is not, I'm not laughing about this. This is very serious. Women need to hear this. So what happens is, after the fucked up dates, when the guy fucks her and discards her, cheats on her, uses her, and treats her like trash, she still sleeps with him. Because I always say, women, they vote with their sex, right? Meaning a woman can say whatever she wants, but I want to see who she's fucking, who she's sleeping with consensually. That gives you an insight to what she really likes, right? So she'll go home to her guy friends and complain about all the bad habits of the guys she's fucking, while the friend zone guy are listening to everything she says she wants and is doing the shit, but doesn't get rewarded with the fucking relationship. So what
Why
happens?
do men lie?
So wait. So what happens is, no, this is a serious topic. So what happened? Because this is why they say most women who get assaulted are by men that they know.
Yes, men that they're fucking, not friend zone guys. Their friends don't turn on snap on them.
Hold on, Tiff. Yes,
Okay.
fathers do molest their daughters, which is disgusting. Uncles, family members do all that happens. I talk to women and I've heard the stories. It's disgusting and it's atrocious. Those men should be castrated. But what I'm saying is, guys who are in the friend zone tend to show violence towards the women that have them in the friend zone, because they get so frustrated that they become, and they're incels, and they do everything that the women say that they want, and they're still not get rewarded with the relationship. So what I'm saying is, from that topic, I'm sorry, from me saying that, looking at women who are unsuccessful in the dating market, they can't find love. They could have found love, but they didn't give the fucking average guy a chance. There's plenty of guys, like women pass up on their husbands every fucking day. You know how many guys a woman could have fucking married? Like, right?
Mm-hmm.
So men were simple. We don't ask for much. It's fucking impossible. I'm speaking for myself now. It would even be impossible. It would be fucking impossible for me to even get rid of a woman that's really nice to me, that's just doing the bare minimum, just assisting in my progress in life. Even if she's not that attractive to me, I might fucking over time say, fuck, like I can't get rid of her. So like we really don't get that much in relationships. So when we do get the bare minimum, we're ready to make you a wife when we're ready financially. Because a lot of times women don't understand too, just because we want to marry you doesn't mean that we're financially capable of marrying you. Because that responsibility is going to fall on us any fucking way.
Right.
So you, as a woman, you could just get married to the guy that you want. As a man, we have to figure out how the fuck we're going to fund this shit. And if we're not funding it, the majority of it, we're on a time clock. We're on borrowed time. And that's what I wanted to say, man. And again, I think men who assault and put their hands on women for any reason is disgusting, and they should be prosecuted and handled to the fullest extent of the law.
Absolutely.
Get it, Tom.
So yeah, and this, we don't gotta go into the statistics. I don't think it's necessarily friend zone men, like Tiffany said, that's probably committing these. I actually said is what typically with a partner, but even if what you said was real. What you said was real as far as
wait, clarify that, Todd. When I say that, it's a history of having of having awkward situations with women, incels, typically, right? Men who are uncalibrated socially tend to lash out because they can't fully express themselves.
That's true, but it's how they lash out. I don't think it's always, and I'm not saying that it's never that, because we can't say those words if this is going on YouTube. But I'm not saying it's never not that. But what I usually think it is more like internet stuff. This is where you might see, like, what women say. This is where some of the guys even are in a red pill, like, the red pill content and things like that. Then I think there's almost 5 stages of red pill content. Like, there's 5 stages of grief, and one of those. God,
not successful women, you're going to tend to watch porn and things of that nature. That's also that breeds that kind of mindset too, right? Having distorted understandings of women, right? Watching women get subjugated to being degraded, watching women get exploited, that can kind of skew your perception on what a healthy,
yeah, that's something else too. But what I'm speaking on is strictly how men become bitter and angry towards women, and it's because, like the last episode, some of the things that Tiffany said, and as far as how men should pursue women, and we should tell the truth, and and the men who listen to you, and I said this as a joke, but I mean this: the men who listen to you are the men who are going to end up like that. because what happens is he says, "Oh, I'm going to be unlike the man she complains about. I'm going to be the opposite of that. I'm going to be nice and I'm going to send her flowers and I'm going to everything that you say that you hate about this guy. This guy is trying to do the opposite because he wants you that much. What happens is he starts to realize that you don't reward what you say you want. You want those things from the guy that you want them from. So when he's doing these things, eventually it becomes a frustration because he starts paying attention. It's almost like cognitive dissonance or this fact that you say you want this thing, but I give you X thing and you still don't want me. But we're too logical when it comes to understanding women. And that's the problem, is because women aren't logical when it comes to that. And I don't mean not logical in a bad way. I mean it in a way is that we're different in the way in which we understand things. So we hear women complain and say he doesn't do this, this, and this. And we think that if we do that, that you will then like us, that affection will come towards us. That's not how that works.
No,
so what winds up happening, hold on. What winds up happening is that man over time becomes very angry and frustrated with women because he starts to realize that all the shit that he was doing doesn't get him where he wants to go. It's the guy that's actually rude to you, that's mean to you. All of the things that you complained about is the one that, like he said, you're rewarding with your sex. Right. This is how men slowly become red pill or da-da-da-da. And this is why usually the first stage of red pill is anger towards women, because there's a revelation that happens that you are not what we think you are. We think that you are sunshine and rainbows in the sense of you care about emotions and the man that's softest to you and all of those things that you say. And we realize, and then we quickly realize that's not who you sleep with. It's the guy with the muscles. It's the guy with the money. It's the guy with the fast cars. The guy that knows how to talk to you. It's the guy that knows how to look you in your eye and hold you and capture attention. So we start to pay attention to the habits and qualities of the successful. Then we start to emulate those things. And so this is how you would have men who start out maybe like how Tupac was. Yeah, I don't know if you've seen that video. I wish I could put it up really quick, where the Tupac was like, I wrote her a poem and she told me I was too nice and all of these things. And then eventually you see him go from that to bitches ain't shit and all that shit. And he said like, and that's because what happened to him is essentially what happens to every man. And it's this thing of, I try to do it the way they say, and that didn't work. So now I'm going to do what I know or what I see works.
Yeah. Yo, Tip, I have a saying. It says, before you do what she likes, make sure it's you she likes. Like,
yeah.
Like
exactly.
The problem is, Tip, but here's the thing though. Women don't tell men that you have to be the guy that I fucking like before you do anything that I like.
And here's the even deeper part. Can I just jump in real quick? To even be the guy you like, you can't be those things. Like, you want the man who's already like stoic and not sociable and all of those things to be, now you want him to now be these things. But he was the reason why you liked him was because of the mysteriousness of him not wanting to be too like. So the thing that attracted you to him is not like, if that was the case, just date the guy who was already like that. That's the guy in your friend zone who's already friendly and nice and sweet. No, you're trying to change a monster into like a fucking house cat. But the house cat is already here. You don't want the house cat. You want the monster to turn into a house cat.
I told Tiffany, Ted Bundy, fucking Richard Ramirez, these killers were getting love notes and marriage proposals from women because they saw the good in them, right? So what I'm saying is that women only tell you, like, they're not gonna tell you, I want a man to fuck the shit out of me and don't call me for a week. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that shit that men who get women do, and women reward that behavior.
Yeah. So, well, I mean, a fish is not gonna tell you, I really want you to put this worm on a hook and really dangle it in this way, because that'll really trick me. Like you said last episode, like exactly like you said, they won't understand.
It'll be much easier for us not. It'll be much easier for men not to lie and for men to just be nice guys. Like, those guys tend to not. You know what somebody said, and I'm gonna end it with this, and I'm gonna let you guys talk, and then we could close out. You know what this guy said? You know, evolution just doesn't stop with physicality. Evolution also is about psychology.
Absolutely, yeah.
So I heard somebody say this, and it's so true. and I thought this too, but he put it in such a way that was so beautiful. Tyree, have you heard this before? Yeah, I'm gonna wait till you finish. Wait.
Oh shit.
Yo, you're good. Just
so.
yo, you can't. Hello. Anyway, like let me close out. So I'm gonna try to add him again. Hold on a second. But basically, this guy said something deep. He said evolution is so powerful that if women wanted nice guys to exist, they will only fuck nice guys.
Well, we talked about this before too, that there's that instinct, right? Like there's just we're wired. You know what I mean? Both sexes.
What I'm saying is, no, I get that. No, I understand women, so I understand that. I'm just saying, I'm proving the point that women really don't go after. I'm sorry, they don't reward the behaviors that they say they like, because by default, from a scientific standpoint, hold on a second. Wait, Tyler's hold on a second. Let me I don't know. But what I'm saying is, it's impossible for those kind of men that you say. I was just saying that if women wanted more nice guys to exist, they will only fuck nice guys. The reason why, quote unquote, these bad narcissists, asshole, Chad, Tyrones exist is because they're growing up from parents, from men who are like that, right? You tend to a lot of times take on the traits of your father, or sometimes it's learned behavior. You see the men that's winning, you're going to behave like the men that's winning. So if women wanted nicer guys to exist, they'll only fuck nice guys, and then from an evolution standpoint, they will breed out all the assholes.
It would make sense.
So
unfortunately, women are wired for projects. I don't know why. I don't know why we are. We like to make things a little bit more complicated than it really needs to be. And in a perfect world, we would marry that perfect man that is like our best friend, right? In the beginning, but no, we've gotta like
ask me why. Well, wait, this is how beautiful this is. I love you like a sis, Tiff, and I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt. But you have to respect that I did research on this shit. Now ask me why that will never happen. You want to know why?
Why women choosing good guys first will never happen? Why will that never happen?
Why is because that's another form of evolution, which also ties into what? It ties into only the best genes will survive because nature intended it to be that way. I'm gonna tell you why.
The strong survive.
So now listen, right? In the animal kingdom, animals who mate, 9 times out of 10, they're not mating out of a right. They're mating because it's a privilege, because they actually competed to mate, right? So if 2 grizzly bears fight, what happens, or 2 lions fight, typically the lion that's the strongest, the meanest, the toughest, the roughest, the more masculine, the more powerful tends to mate so that his genes can pass on. The weak lion, the weak elephant, the weak fucking what no matter the animal, typically the weak animal does not mate. Nature intended for the weak animal not to mate so that genes have a better chance of surviving, right? Problem that I have is I know women will never change. Women will always want the tall.
I was going to go into this.
Perfect. Hold on. Women will always want the tall, muscular asshole that doesn't give a fuck about you because they have what? Abundance, right? Because if you want to mate, other women want to fucking mate with him. The problem, see, I give women grace because I understand why you do what you do. This is just for the sake of the podcast. I ask these questions, but I already know why. The problem that I have is that women are not fucking honest about it. As a man,
well, they're not. I'm gonna say maybe they're not honest about it because they've never researched it. They never thought of it that way. No one's ever explained it to them that way for it to make sense. Because, like I was saying, it's in our nature to be nurturers, right? It's in our nature to find that snake, that lion, and bring it home and comb it and pet it and nurture it and try to tame it, right?
But let me finish that. They know what they're attracted to. My problem is that they don't fucking admit it. That's one. And here's the myth. This is for another topic, but I have to cook a lot of traditional ways of thinking as far as women being more nurturing. Women are not nurturing, in my opinion, because if you look at statistics on abuse, women overwhelmingly perpetrate abuse to children into a geriatric population more so than men. That is a fact.
Geriatric, because maybe there's more female nurses in the industry. But in general, men are the more aggressive, masculine, violent people.
That's another topic. I want to wait. That's another topic. I got some access, but I just wanted to say you said more nurturing. But what I wanted to say is that, damn, what man, Tyrese stuff. Hold on a second, man. Hold on. But Tip, I just wanted to say that I understand why. I understand why are. That's all right. I understand why women are tend to favor the asshole sexually, because 9 out of 10, when you're an asshole as a man, it's because you're an asshole. It's because women are not used to being treated like they're not the main priority. But when you meet a man that treats you like you're not the main priority, that's typically because he has other options, right? So we are wired to want men that other women want because it's proof. And they did studies on this shit with animals of other species, right? So women are going to be how they are for a reason, and I'm not mad at them. I understand why they're like that, and I just gave you the reasons. I'm just kind of like a little disappointed that women are not being honest about it and saying, and when I say honest, they don't even have to know the scientific reason why. Like I know, when I say honest, just be honest about what you like. Say, this is what I like in men, and it's simple. But I'm gonna close it out with that. And Tyree, I don't know what's up with his connection, man, but Ty. Yeah, hello? Yeah, Tiff, go ahead. You can close it out.
You want me to close it out?
Yeah, close it out.
Okay. Well, thank you so much. This was a good topic. Guys, comment below. Let us know what you think. Is today's modern relationship transactional or not? What's your feelings? What's your experience? This is from Tiff, Ty, and Mo.
Ty,
we're
what
signing off.
First, bro. Hello? Tyree. Oh, I can't hear you, bro. Oh, anyway, yo, Tiff. I just want to close it out by giving you your flowers. I want to say, I appreciate you, and I love the fact that we have contrasting views, and because you are a woman and you have your own perspective, and some things we're not going to agree on, but it's about how much I respect you and how much I appreciate you being here. I never wanted an echo chamber, and this is part of the reason why I brought you on. We don't want echo chambers. Me and Tyree tend to agree on a lot because we have a shared experience of being black men, being men. But we don't agree on some things, but foundationally, I think we see eye to eye on a lot of things. So having you here has been nothing short of fucking amazing.
I love being the black sheep.
And I have so much like respect for you and the way you are able to articulate yourself, the way you carry yourself with respect. We need more women like you. So I want to say sometimes the conversations get a little heated because we're passionate, but I want you to it's with all love. Look,
all love. I love debating.
And your family, and we got your back till the end. We're loyal, and we love having you here, Tiff. I appreciate you. You are.
Love it.
And I look forward to Ty's back. And I know me and Tyree, we both look forward to having you here for life, man. Like, so thank you, Tiffany. I appreciate you. Thank you for shining a light on the platform. And Ty, close it out, whatever you gotta say, bro.
I think with people like you and us having these type of discussions, that men and women can begin to understand each other. I think we demonize each other a lot. When I hear women speak about certain things, I can understand and even empathize. And I think that if women took the time to hear men out, that they will empathize with our side of things too. So
absolutely.
So then,
Yeah.
that's all I want. I don't think that we'll ever be able to fully accept each other because a lot of our things are diametrically opposed. We're complete opposites. I think it's almost designed that way by nature because if we were in agreement with each other, then it would kind of like, you know how in order for competition to exist, there can't be a monopoly. So I think to a degree we kind of have to have disagreement on what we both want in order for it
Yeah.
to be like a innovation in human DNA, let's say. Because if
Exactly.
let's just say women did fuck the guys that actually treated them nice, then we would go down in genetics. Because
Yep.
those guys who are nice to them, not typically the athletes, the tall guys, the guys with good vision. So you know, you know what I'm saying. So if women fuck every man that was nice to them, everybody would be wearing glasses.
Ty, you know
But
Ty, you just dropped the Jew, and I'm so sorry to interject. Let me just say one thing. Me and Tip had a discussion about who earns their ego more. And the guys who are asshole, not saying it's right, but they earn their right in their mind to be assholes because they have an abundance of options. So you could be an asshole when you have an abundance of options, right? The guys who don't typically kind of are walking on pins and needles trying to please women because they don't know if they're going to get another one. So
Yeah.
yeah, but yeah, we just want to get closer to understanding one day at a time.
Yo, Ty, you got to give me some beer tips, nigga. I'm jealous, man. This shit popping, man.
My shit about to go,
You need to
nigga.
get
I gotta
some beard
shave it
oil.
off. Yeah, I just put some oil on a little while ago
Yeah,
before the show. Yeah,
Yo, you got the lion's mane. I got the
fucking
like,
you feel me?
Love you guys. Ty, I appreciate you. I love the magic that we just created. Like, I love
Yes.
pumping. I love these topics because I've learned so much, and I appreciate you guys. And it's an honor and privilege to share the space with people that I admire and love just conversating with. So thank you guys. I appreciate it. Tiff, again.
Thank you.
And thank you for being honest, Tiff, and sharing your experiences and your truth through these messages.
Wouldn't have it any other way.
Thank you guys. Love you guys. Until next time, the Guys Podcast.
Until next time.
I read my bro, Tiffany, my sis. I'm Muhammad. We out.
Peace.